Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our night. And my name is Publio. I'm going to sing a couple of songs to prepare our environment, to prepare our hearts for the lessons that we have tonight about the gospel of Jesus Christ. Good old man. Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky, green bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, color of the sky, green bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. Vibrate. When life lends a hand, it's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to take part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. When we join Jesus for eternity, vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into song. Our dreams become reality. When we join Jesus for eternity. Song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warm in a power cold night, supporting comfort, supporting comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in our room. The solution lies in our room. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian, make your small son a good Christian.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sight there's a flame shining bright, tiny spark created by God. I will follow your path, Father, 'cause nobody's alone in life, and the scars of my destiny will be healed by your love. Disseminate wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. As our Master Jesus taught.
Another day, another flower, another minute past the hour. Someday the sky is blue, and suddenly we can't see through. And every day is a fresh new start, when the sun turns off the moonlight. We get another chance us to do. Choose the road we want to cruise, and on the other side of the mountain there's always a whole new road, and a new beginning calling after every end. There are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. On the other side of the mountain there's always a whole new road, and a new beginning calling after every end. And there are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our public meeting. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. Before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place to stay during this time, if possible. Our meeting will have a 30 minutes presentation followed by Q&A. Then, after the presentation, we will have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with your water to be magnetized. We would like to announce that our public meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Conference Americas through their Facebook, and we will also be every Wednesday at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. For those who want to learn more about Spiritism, get to know to Spiritism, is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. East. New class will start on fall, so more information will be given soon, so stay tuned. We offer virtual live gospel at home. Did you know that? The gospel at home is an effective support for you and your family's spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the gospel at home study meetings. By posting in the chat, you can request it, so please let us know. You are welcome to include your or someone else's names on the list of positive vibrations for incarnate or discarnate. The person you indicate will be assisted by good spirits, to provide healing energy and strengthen goodwill. Please find the link in our chat. We also would like to let you know about the coming Alta de Souza Fraternal Meeting on 18th and 19th of May in Oshawa, Ontario. The main topic is workers of the last hours, and the other topics include the Spiritism Center, Alta de Souza Fraternal Meeting, Fraternal Campaign, and practical activities. So more information and links for registration will be posted soon. The topic of today's meeting will be Help Yourself and Heaven Will Help You. Items 1 to 5 from chapter 25, Seek and You Shall Find, which will be facilitated by our sister Larissa from London, Ontario. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and we will address the questions at the end of the talk. Now, we would like to invite our tonight's speaker, who will also do our opening prayer. Welcome, Larissa.
Hi, Marcel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we are very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's start with the opening prayer. I invite everyone to join me in this prayer. So let's close our eyes, calm our hearts, and elevate our thoughts to our Master Jesus and to the friendly spirits that are here with us tonight. Heavenly Father, we would like to, first of all, thank you for this opportunity to be here tonight, to study and learn a little bit more about Spiritism and about the teachings that Jesus brought to us in order to help us with our progress in this material life, the progress of our souls. May we be able to be open. May we be able to open our hearts, our ears, to listen to these teachings and the message from the study today. May we be able to apply this in our daily lives. And we ask your permission to start, and also that you stay with us today and always. So be it. Okay, so good evening, everyone. I hope you are all well. So just a moment, let me just share my slides here. So like Marcel said, we will be having, the topic of today is the item 1 to 5 from the chapter 25. So we are starting a new chapter today. And the chapter 25 name is called Seek and You Shall Find. And the specific part of this message that we'll be looking today is Help Yourself and Heaven Will Help You. So first, I would like to just share a small video with the passage of the gospel that we will be studying today, will be our base for the study today.
If anyone strikes you on the right cheek, offer the other also. And if anyone takes away your coat, give him your cloak as well. Give to everyone who asks from you. And if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them back. Do not do to others anything you would not have them do to you. Pass no judgment, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Be perfect, just as our Father in heaven is perfect. Ask for this gift, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened. What father refuses his child? If you who are imperfect know how to give what is good to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give to those who ask him?
So this passage is the one that is basing our study today. And it's very, most of us probably already have heard this passage before. So it's not totally outside of our familiarity, let's say. So this passage from Jesus is inviting us to actively seek help. All the verbs, if you see in his message, ask, search or seek, knock, they are all inviting us to action. Also, it's bringing the notion that God, being perfect and good and just, he would never refuse to give good things to us, right? If we, as imperfect beings, we can give good things to people that we love, way much more God will be able to help us and give us if we ask, if we seek, and if we knock, right? So with that, with this in mind, let's start our study today. So Kardec, with the help of the Spirit, starts saying, from an earthly point of view, the maxim, seek and you shall find, is the same as the other one. Help yourself and the heaven will help you. So this is the base of the law of work and consequently the law of progress, since progress is the child of work. Seeing that this puts into action the force of intelligence. So the law of progress is one of the moral laws that states that everything is always progressing. Nothing will stay in the primitive state. We can think about that from beings to planets, right? So everything in the universe is this law will be acting to everything that has in the universe. So the progress is what moves us towards the betterment, right? The perfection that we are always seeking. This law is very important because that's what makes possible for us as spirits to evolve, right? To seek that, to be as close as perfection as we can through reincarnation. So when Jesus said to seek and you shall find, he was actually meaning that we will need to do the work to help ourselves first, taking action, meaning taking responsibility. So then the heaven or the spiritual realm, the good spirits that are here to assist us or to mentor us, would be able to give us help too. So another important concept is that when we think about progress, we need to remember that it will only come with work. So like it says there, progress is a child of work. And we need to use our intelligence and knowledge, put that into action in order to be able to go towards our progress, right? So there needs to be an action. That's the main concept that we need to understand from this. No progress will come without we putting ourselves to work in it, even if it's inner work or outside work. We will need to start and help ourselves first. So, and the message continues. During humankind's infancy, they only use their intelligence in seeking food as a means of protection against the climate and defending themselves from enemies. However, God has given us something more than to the animals, which is an incessant desire to better ourselves. So we see here that there are differences between our primitive state from what we are right now, like where we are right now. In the primitive times, our actions were ruled by instinct. We would be seeking the means to survive, whether it's seeking food or shelter or even protection. However, as the message brings the knowledge, the information that God gave humankind way more than just instinct, which the animals also have. God gives us this incessant desire to better ourselves, not just as individuals, but as a whole, right? As the whole humanity, we are always seeking how can we do better in all areas. And we can see this progress throughout the centuries, comparing to the primitive eras. So if we think about when the world started, when the first civilization was here, right? The very primitive, like we were saying, it was way more in terms of survival, and they used a lot more of the instincts that they had to do that. But as the civilization was progressing, was using their experience, their knowledge, they were progressing until the times that we are right now. So even if we think like, I don't know, 100 years ago, we would already see so many differences in terms of how we are living right now from where we were back in that time. And this is just thinking in terms of a material perspective, right? But we will see that it's not just, when we think about progress, it will not only be in terms of material. Oops, sorry. So it is this desire which impels us to seek out the best ways of improving our position in life, which duly leads us to make discoveries, to invent things, and to perfect the sciences, because it is science which gives us what we lack. So it is this desire to reach as close as possible to perfection that motivates us to improve as individuals, as communities, as humankind. Once we have a desire to solve a problem, we will be using our intelligence and the knowledge and all the means that we have that are accessible to us, like science, to make discoveries and invent things that will beneficiate the whole world. And we can think many examples of that, right? So how many vaccines were invented, how many in terms of technology as well, how many great innovations and inventions were made through this through the times, using intelligence and the science to help us to solve problems or to even beneficiate so many things and make things progresses, right? So everything that we have nowadays, at some point, it needed someone or a group of people focus on improving that to create new things. And the message continues. Through humankind's research, their intelligence heightens and their morals depurate. The needs of the body give way to those of the spirit. After material nourishment, we need spiritual nourishment. This is how we pass from savagery to civilization. So the spirits are making very clear here that as we progress materially, intellectually, our moral will also be depurating along the way. So the progress that we are mentioning here is not only in terms of material needs, but also spiritual needs. So once we achieve that basic needs, basic material needs, we tend to seek, right, like other things to continue to improve that incessant desire that we have to better ourselves. So that's where the spiritual nourishment will be coming into place, that we will be seeking other answers, right, for those questions. What is life? What is the purpose of life, right? So that's where civilization goes from, just being in the wild, let's say, and then pass through to being a civilization, because then it's not just a material survival need, but now it's how can we be a better society? How can we improve ourselves and better in terms of morals, in terms of acts and conducts, right? So the message continues, but the amount of progress achieved by each person during a single lifetime is very small indeed. Most cases even imperceptible. How then could humanity progress without pre-existence and the re-existence of the soul? So the spirits are here bringing us an important point of view and an important question, right? I always say it's food for our thoughts, because if we think that nowadays an average person will live up to 80 years or 90 years old, that is still, if we think in terms of timeline, that is still a very short period. So with that being said, we can think that individually, the amount of progress that each one would be achieving, like the message said, would not be as significant to the humankind history as we would think, right? Just one person living that specific timeline. However, this question brings us the point of view of reincarnation, right? So how come the humanity would progress without having the soul, the spirit coming back? And with already some knowledge from the previous existence, right? So then we will continue the message because they explain very well this. But basically, if we don't believe that there is that our spirits, we are spirits, immortal spirits, and that we will continue, like life continues after death, and we come back for many lives in order to evolve, in order to progress, to learn, and continue this this journey through, you know, many lives, so we can reach perfection. So what he's saying here is that how come we would see a significant impact in society or in the civilization, in humankind in general, if this didn't happen, right? So let's see what the spirits brings to us as answers. So they say, if they continue, right? If the souls who daily leave the earth were never to return, then humanity would be constantly renewing itself with primitive elements, having everything still to do and learn. So if our spirits, right, are not immortal, and we would just, when this life finish, we would just, you know, disappear, and every birth that we have, every person that comes in, it's a new soul, it's a new spirit, then we would think that humankind would be renewing itself constantly, right? So there wouldn't be already a work already done or a previous knowledge acquired in other existence that would help humanity to continue the progress, right? It would be always having to redo the work, always starting again. So if we think in terms of history, how much knowledge it would be lost if this was true, right? Even though we know that there is a lot of things that we lost over time in terms of how the people would live, or even many societies that we don't know that existed, but the knowledge of the soul, because we are immortal spirits that are coming in many existence, that knowledge and that progress doesn't come, like it did not lost throughout the time. And we will see continuation in the message that the spirits answer is very clear for us. So they continue saying that there would then be no reason why humankind should be more advanced today than they were during the first epochs of the world, because at each birth, all intellectual work would have to recommence. So it's what I was telling, right? So every time a new soul comes in, it would be like starting again. So relearning everything. So the progress in society, we wouldn't see in terms of the progress, we wouldn't see it advance the way it is right now if this was true. So on the other hand, if we consider, and as spiritists, we understand that there is reincarnation, that we are immortal spirits. So they are saying here, on the other hand, by returning, so when the soul returns, right, with a degree of progress that was realized and acquiring something more each time. So every time we come, we would learn something else. We would build up on that knowledge that we already have. The soul will then gradually passes from the barbaric state to that of materialistic civilization, and then to one of moral civilization. So it's gradual, like it's saying here. But that's why we can see how we progress as humankind, as not only as individuals, but as humankind and as civilization. We were able to move from a very primitive and barbaric state to them a more materialistic civilization, and then one that is more moral. That is where we are heading to. So it's the sum of the work done throughout our incarnations that makes us progress and evolve. We are still in the process, right? Like to go from a more materialistic civilization to a more moral civilization. In this part, I think it's a beautiful explanation that they give to us. They say, if God had exempted us from bodily work, our limbs would have withered. If God had exempted us from intellectual work, then our spirits would have remained in a state of infancy or mere animal instinct. So it's very beautiful the way that they word this. So God would never allow us to have a talent or to have an ability to go to waste, right? So it is the work from our hands and from our minds that makes us in a level of progress that is different from the animals, right? And once we have that, we also have the responsibility to put that into action in order to contribute to our progress. So this is why God made work a necessity by saying, seek and you shall find it. Work and you shall produce. In this way, you are the product of your work. You receive the merit of it and a recompense in accordance with what has been done. So, like it's saying here, work is a necessity. We shall find if we seek. We shall produce if we put into work. Another important aspect that they are bringing to us right now is the merit. So all the work that we put towards our betterment will be rewarded. So the merit of it and the reward will come according to the work that we have done. And then it's up to us to ask ourselves and reflect to ourselves in a daily basis. Have we done all that we could on that day, right? Have we done our best in all situations? Because then that's our responsibility. So it is by virtue of this principle that the spirits do not help in sparing the work of research by bringing humankind discoveries and inventions prepared and ready for use in such a way that they would have nothing to do but accept with what was put into their hands without any inconvenience whatsoever, nor even to bend down and pick it up, nor yet to think about it. So they are saying here that because of the merit, because of this concept of having the merit of the work, our spiritual friends, they cannot do the work for us. So as individuals and as humankind, everything that is done towards progress needs to come from the work of our hands and our minds. It is the work that shapes our progress. So if all the solutions and all the inventions, to solve our problems were sent to us, without any effort from our parts, what would be our contribution to it? So this is a new perspective that I would like to for you to have today, is that everything that comes to our hands or to our lives comes with a purpose. And it's always our opportunity to contribute not only for our own evolution, but also for those who are surrounding us. So if things were like that, then the laziest could enrich themselves and the most ignorant could become wise at the cost of no effort, and both would have merits attributed to them for things they do not have done. And they continue saying, no, the spirits do not come to exempt us from the law of work, but only to show us the goal to be reached and the pathway that leads there, by saying, walk and you will get there. You will find your path strewn with stones. Look upon them and then move them. We will give you the necessary strength if you care to utilize it. So we know that the good spirits, they are saying here, we are here to assist you, but we will not take the opportunity of work from you. So they will show us the pathway and the destination, but will not be able to do the walk for us. So we are the ones that will need to put into work to achieve there. So they are saying here, if the road that you are going in is full of stones, full of barriers, or has some detours, they will be there to give us the strength to go through it. However, it's up to us to take those stones from there, take off the barriers, find a solution to go over the detours, go over the barriers, in order for us to achieve our goals or to reach that's where we need to go. So from the moral point of view, these words of Jesus signify that if we ask for the light, which will show us the way, it will be given. If we ask for strength to resist evil, we shall receive it. So no matter which situation we are going through, we can always ask for light. We can always ask for patience. We can always ask for strength to go through all hardships of life. As imperfect spirits, we all still have struggles. We still have vices. We still have a lot of pride and selfishness inside us. So Jesus is saying that if we have goodwill and seek out help to overcome these difficulties, we shall receive it. And just to finalize our talk today, they finished the message saying, if we ask for the assistance of the good spirits, then they will come to accompany us. They will guide us. If we ask for good counsel, it will not be refused. If we knock on his door, it will be opened. So from Jesus' words to what the spirits are bringing us in this message today, we can certainly be sure that we are not abandoned in this life. Sometimes we may feel that we are going through a lot of struggles, that we don't know where our life is taking us. But this message brings us this hope and this understanding that even in our darkest days, we are not abandoned. We if we ask in prayer with a sincere heart and a humbled heart, we shall receive the answers and the help to continue our path to progress. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope this has bring to you some understanding, some knowledge that can be useful. And I'm here for the questions or comments if you have so.
Hi, Larissa. Thank you so much for your beautiful talk.
Thank you.
So many good things that we need to reflect, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do have some questions.
Okay.
So the first one is from our friend and brother Publio. He's asking, what happened if I pray to God asking for help but don't put myself looking for a solution? Will God will fix my problems?
Oh, we wish so, right, Publio? So what happens, and the spirits say to us in this message, is that if we just pray, it will not be done, right? Like the work would still need to be done. Praying is definitely the ask, right? We need to put ourselves into prayer, into this humble position of ask for help. But once we do the prayer, we need to actually start to look to our days and to our lives and what's happening to seek the answers, because the answer comes and the solution will, maybe it will come through an intuition. You will have thoughts that will make things clear, or someone will come to you and give you any information that will be useful for that problem that you have, right? So there are many ways that we can seek the solution, but prayer is a start. So that's why Jesus always in the message he says ask for it, right? So we need to start with the prayer, because also we know that prayer brings us to a state of harmony, right? Like we can um, our energy or our vibration, exactly, right? So it's like a radio, so we access that frequency where the good spirits then can help us or give us the information that we have, right? But if we don't go looking or actively seek for a solution, then God will not fix our problems. He needs our hands to do it, right?
Yes, it's our merit, right? Our friend Anna is asking, we have so much work to do. How do not be discouraged?
Oh, Anna. Yeah. So how what I was saying, right? Like sometimes depending on how our life is, and depending on what are our situation, like what we are going through life, we can definitely stay in this state of discouragement or feeling like life is not progressing, right? Like we are just, kind of doing the same things and not getting a different result. So yes, we still have some work to do, but I feel like this message brings the hope that we are always the spirits and God is always there to help us. So we need to, even if we are discouraged, we need to remember that we are not abandoned, that we have the help near us, right? But sometimes we are vibrating in that frequency that we can't access it. So it's really important to, if you can't do a prayer, maybe try to read a page of a message, of a spiritist message, or from the gospel, right? So anything that you can, or listen to a music like these beautiful songs that we have in the beginning, right? So try to really create those moments where you can focus yourself and in a good frequency, because this will also help you in this discouragement and make you feel a little bit better, so you can then start putting to work towards the solution, right?
Great. Thank you.
Mhm.
I have one question here. Actually, I have
Sure.
two, but I'm gonna put this here. It's
Okay.
according to something that you just said.
Hmm.
That like the work needs to be done by us, right? The good spirits, they help us, but they cannot do the work for us, right? We need to put our into action, into practice, right? Everything that we learn.
Hmm.
So what can we do to use our free will wisely,
Hmm.
considering that good spirits do not interfere in our choice? It would be great if we could we could listen here. Okay, I'm gonna do that because my good friend said me told me to do something. And how can we perceive their help? Because they are with us all the time,
All the
right?
time. So that's a good question. I would say that in terms of, well, we know we have free will, right? And sometimes, even with the good intuitions from them, we still choose the wrong choice, right? I don't
Mhm.
know about you guys, but like I can say that for myself. Um, so I feel like in this case, the way that we would be using our free will in a more wise way in terms of the choices would be like what we are doing here. We are studying, right, the teachings. So Jesus brought us all those teachings on how to live a better life here, how to really use every situation. So if we see the gospel, like he went through a lot of things, right, that we don't even understand the gravity of it, because it's not part of our
Yes.
reality.
Yes.
But we can say that he was betrayed, he was humiliated, right? Like, so he went through it. And one of the things is that to give us the example on how we should react or how we should live our lives, right? So, all the teachings, I would say the most important thing would be keep studying, keep always reading about it, and trying to really put into practice what you are studying, what the learnings that you are having.
Mhm.
Because in terms of perceiving, how can we perceive their help? The first thing is what we were saying before, right? Like it's like a frequency. So if we are,
A radio.
first of all, having, yes, if we are having the goodwill to seek this help and to look for it, and to kind of feed our lives with good things, with good music, with good messages, with good actions, charity, right? So we, in this way, we would be vibrating in a frequency that they can help us. And the other thing that I said, right, sometimes we think that, okay, I'm going to pray now and it's going to just show up a solution, right? So that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So God will use, or the spirits, right, like they will use other people, they will use a song, they will use different ways to talk to you and
Mhm.
to caught your attention to what you need.
Yes.
But one of the things that I feel like it's the most important, it's always remember that this help is there for us to access it, right? So
Mhm.
as long as we are doing from a place of sincerity and really humbling ourselves and asking with humility,
Mhm.
the help will come,
Yeah.
right?
We are never alone, right?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you so much, Larissa, once
Thank
again.
you. It was really good to be here tonight.
Yeah. See you
Have a
soon.
good one. Bye bye.
Thank you, you too. And thank you for your participation in the chat. We will now move to the preparation for our tonight's spiritual treatment. Pass is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. Pass help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with health and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. During the pass, the water you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that your family and you can benefit from. We will now make a prayer in preparation for the pass, which will be our closing prayer as well. Okay, so I invite everyone to close your eyes if you feel comfortable and wish. Think in God, in the good spirits surround us. Heavenly Father, we are here one more Tuesday to learn more about your teachings. We thank you for everything you have done for us. Thank you for your love, for your protection, your mercy, and for never leaving us alone. Thank you for always being with us, helping us to become a better person. Thank you for this so appropriate talk tonight. We ask you and the good spirits to help us overcome all the evil in our lives, such as obsession, envy, pride, selfishness. Please help us to do our inner reformation now because there is no more time to waste. We ask you to bless all the names that are in the positive vibration list. We feel better after the spiritual treatment, and please help our weak, our friends, our family, and everyone in the world. Please, God, stay with us today and always. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The pass begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you, and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Concaffers Americas at 8:30 p.m. East, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. East. And please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube from the Spiritism Canada and the Spiritist Group Path of the Light. Have a good night.
body to the wall.